It's crazy when you go back through your life and you think about how you perceive things at certain seasons of your life. There's a video that I posted here on YouTube a while back, and it was talking about the mountain, right? And there's this quote out there that says, "The hungriest wolf is the one at the bottom of the mountain," right? And it's this idea that when you are climbing the proverbial ladder of life, or the corporate ladder, or you're trying to make it in life, and you haven't reached that mountaintop yet, you're typically the hungriest that you'll ever be, right? And as you continue to climb that mountaintop, maybe the hunger or the desire or the fight, once you get to the top, you may lose, because this idea is that you reach the mountaintop and now your proverbial belly is full, or you're satisfied, right? And a life lesson. I'm reading a book right now called The Courage to Be Disliked, and it talks about this mountain concept. But for a long time, I viewed my life as, well, I'm here and I want to get to here, right? And that perspective has been completely shattered for me, and I'm so grateful that it was. And so I want to give you guys a little perspective of the concept of the mountain that shifted for me. So here's the idea. I want you to look at a mountain, okay? And we'll show a prettier picture than the one I drew. And as we look at the picture, we want to ask ourselves, where's the place that you desire to be on this mountain? Do you want to be at the bottom of the mountain? Do you want to be at the top of the mountain? Right? Maybe we ask ourselves, what's the purpose of climbing the mountain? I have a young man that I work with. He's a senior chief in the Navy. The guy's traveled all over the world, and he's climbed some mountains out in Japan. I forget we'll put it up there. I forget the name of the mountain in Japan, but just climbed a couple different mountains. And I asked him a question. I said, when you're climbing the mountain, what was it like, and how did you feel when you reached the top, right? And he said, I felt a level of accomplishment, right? That I fought for something and I achieved it by getting to the top of the mountain. And he said something very key. He said, however, along the climb, I also felt peace, because I was able to experience things, and there was things that I was able to see along the journey, right? The book Courage to Be Disliked asks a very important question. It says, if the purpose of climbing the mountain is only to get to the top of the mountain, right? If the purpose of climbing the mountain is only to get to the top, then why don't you just take a helicopter to the top of the mountain and get off up here, take some pictures, and then fly home? This perspective will change your life if you can receive it. If the purpose of climbing the mountain was just to get to the top, why not take a helicopter flight to the top, get there, take pictures, and then fly home? The reason is because the purpose of climbing the mountain is also the journey. Here's a big challenge. I played basketball. If you're an athlete, you'll understand this. I played sports. I played Division I ball. I played down in Brazil for a couple of years. And there's this idea LeBron talks about a lot: fall in love with the process. Fall in love with the process, right? You fall in love with the process because, like Kobe Bryant airballed those three-point shots in the early playoffs in his career. If he is in love with the mountain, he's not going to be able to even handle the process of failure. Right? So what happens when we start to fall in love with just the mountaintop, we get to the point where we're not even in love with the process. So we'll do whatever. We'll cut corners. If we got to cheat, if we got to do whatever we got to do to get to the top, we'll do it, because all that matters is the top of the mountain. Right? If you have a business that you're building and you say, man, screw any type of organic growth whatsoever, screw that. We just want to, this is a concept that's in every area of life, right? And so LeBron says all the time, fall in love with the process, right? And here's the challenge that I ran into. There was a season where I was so hell-bent on getting to the top of the mountain that I wasn't even at peace when I was at the bottom, right? Like, I was frustrated with myself. I was mad at everybody else too, because I want to win so bad. And I thought it's like, it's admirable. I want to win. I want to win like Kobe. I want to win like these guys, right? But if you're not careful, what'll happen, that strong desire to win can make you miss the beauty of where you are. Okay? Here's when the shift took place for me. Here's the second problem I ran into. First, I was so hell-bent on getting to the top that I was frustrated at being at the bottom. And then when I fell in love with the process, I became so in love with being here that I almost got to the point where this wasn't even that strong of a desire for me anymore, right? I personally look at this as the difference between being content versus being this is backwards. This is what it is. Versus being complacent. Okay? Because once you realize that there's more to life than just getting to the top of the mountain, right? That life is a journey, right? And that life is about being present in where you are. That's when you start to become content with who you are. You accept the good and the bad of you. You accept your flaws, your imperfections, and all that stuff. Acceptance was something that was needed for me in order to be ready to even take the journey of marriage, right? I recently got married, and the reason why I wasn't taking that leap is because I was so discontent. I just wasn't content with anything. I wasn't content with my partner. I wasn't content with myself. And so I was looking at every flaw that she had, and it wasn't until I realized that we are what we attract. The flaws that she had, I attracted. So that means that I have to have a mirror of those same flaws, right? Some of you guys may have a partner, or maybe you have a spouse, and a spouse is frustrating you, or maybe you have a business partner you're frustrated with, or you say, hey, there's no good women out there, there's no good men out there, right? Everybody is like this. What you don't realize is every partnership, every opportunity, every person that comes into your life, you've attracted. So when they come into your life and then they frustrate you, they're actually a mirror. They're showing you the parts of you that have to transcend and improve. And so it wasn't until I saw that I said, wait a minute, this isn't a her thing, this is a me thing. I have to grow and transcend, and it'll allow both of us to as well, right? And so I became very acceptant of my imperfections. I finally said, you know what? I can just authentically be myself. I don't have to try to be like anybody else. I don't have to try to act like someone I'm not. No, just accept who you are, right? Just accept who you are. Authenticity is the most attractive frequency on the planet because you were created for a reason. There's a gap in the world that only you can fill, right? Like you're a key that's been carved to unlock doors that only you can unlock, right? Like all of us, like I've met millions of people, maybe thousands, at least hundreds I've met a lot of people over my life, and I've never heard the same exact story twice. Everyone has an extremely unique perspective on life because of what they've experienced, right? And so being able to accept who you are offers so much peace. Here's the challenge I ran into, is that when I accepted who I was, I no longer had that desire, that strong of a desire to get to the mountaintop. And if you think back to the story that I told you about, the guy's name is Dre. He said, I felt peace when I was on the journey there, and then I felt accomplishment or even fulfillment, right? Because fulfillment isn't the process itself, but it's the fulfilling of the process. It's the accomplishment to say, hey, I actually achieved something I set my eyes out to achieve. And so the danger with being content, it's not a problem, it's only a danger when it becomes complacent, because it's when you say, hey, I'm in love with the journey and I don't even care if I get to the top. It's okay. I don't even have to get there. It's okay. I love everything I'm experiencing. It's okay. If I never get to the top, it's cool. And I think this perspective, or this analogy of the mountain is so powerful. And when you really operate in true gratitude, this is what happens. You can say, hey, you know what? I'm so grateful that I'm not even at the top of the mountain yet, because at the top of the mountain, there's different responsibilities required to be up there, right? When I'm at the top of the mountain, watch this. I'm seeing birds and trees and lakes and all this stuff at the bottom of the mountain. If I was at the top of the mountain, I wouldn't even be able to see all that stuff. So I'm super grateful for being at the bottom of the mountain. I'm just grateful. And I'm grateful for the experience that's on its way to me. I'm grateful to know that one day I'll be at the top. And when I'm at the top, I'll be able to see things that I couldn't see when I was down here. Right? And so this energy of gratitude for every part of your story, every part of your situation and your journey and your circumstance is so powerful, because it allows you to see life from a whole new lens. It allows you to be grateful for everything, for the winter. I'll be doing another video talking about gratitude in the gap. You'll be able to just be grateful for so many things that are happening, because in the moment when you're like, I desire to get here, but I'm grateful for being here, both are required. The gratitude, the contentment, and the desire. Oh, yeah, and the desire. Because here becomes the challenge. If I have the strong desire, but I lack being content and grateful for where I am, then I have anxiety, I'm frustrated, I'm discontent, I'm just like angry, I'm just not my, it's just, that's just, I'm just not myself. Like I lack peace. Have you ever seen Inside Out? Anxiety wreaks havoc on the little girl, Riley. That's the person who has desire but lacks gratitude. That's you. Here's the challenge though. If you have just gratitude and contentment but no desire, it turns into apathy. It turns into complacency. It turns into a life where there's never any fulfillment. There's happiness but never joy. Because fulfillment and joy are deep, resounding feelings that you get from setting your eyes on something and achieving it, and a feeling to go out there and do something special with your life. And I believe that we all have the ability and capacity to do both, to be grateful for where we're at, content with where we're at, and also have a desire for more. Having a desire for more doesn't mean that you're not content, and being content doesn't mean that you don't have a desire. But having both is a very special place to be in it. So hope this helps. Hope this helps. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you know somebody who this would help. Send it to them, because I struggle with this for years, and so I know that there's other people going through the same process, right? And so yeah, that's literally all I got. Take care. Peace.